Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I hope you're doing really fantastic today. And I've been wanting to do a video on Hive for quite a long time. And I got fortunate that they actually reached out to me and said, hey Dan, do you want to do a video on Hive? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So this video is sponsored by Hive, but don't let that fool you. I'm going to tell you the good and the bad. And I know right now you're probably thinking, why are you doing another video on another node project? We're all a little bit fatigued by node projects, and I do get that. And the reason that I'm doing it for Hive is because I think that once all the dust settles with all the node projects, and once the millions of forks and just things that probably aren't going to survive beyond a few months have all sort of died away and the dust has settled, there will be a solid handful of node projects that are going to be around for the long term. And I firmly believe that Hive is one of them. And in this video, I'm going to outline the reasons why I think that is. And also, just a reminder, this isn't financial advice, so please always do your own research. We're here on the Hive website, and basically Hives is a DAS. So it is a DeFi as a service. But what you create when you get a node is an NFT. And basically how it works is you just have to buy some honey, which is their native token. You need 10 honey, which is the cost of one NFT. Obviously, the great thing about this project from the offset is that it's an NFT, so you can sell it. So what that means is if you get into the project and a week later you're like, you know what, this isn't really for me, I want to spend my money on something else, you can just sell your NFT in their own marketplace, get your money back, and then you're able to, invest that money in a different place. How much does it actually cost? Well, we can see from the chart here that at the moment they're trading at about 129, and it costs you 10 honey to mint an NFT. So it's about 1,290. When you mint an NFT, there's actually 3 different types of bee that you can get. You can get a worker bee, or you can get a guardian bee, or a queen bee, and they all give you a different amount of rewards. So the most common is obviously a worker. There's a 98% chance to mint that, and that gives you 0.05 honey per day, all the way up to a queen bee, which gives you 0.2 honey per day. So that's $6.45 per day for a worker bee. Or if you're lucky enough to mint a queen bee, you can get up to $25 a day. If you mint a worker bee, it's going to take you 200 days to get your return of investment. When you do mint an NFT, 53% goes to the Treasury and only 40% goes to the rewards pool. So this is already another thing which makes Hive unique, because to be quite fair, most other node projects, the minimum is usually 70%. So this is almost half of that. Another thing they're going to do to help with sustainability as well is that as each NFT gets minted, after a certain amount have been minted, the price of the NFT is actually going to go up. If the price of the Genesis NFT, which is the B NFT, is a little bit out of your price range, then they've also got you covered as well with the Baby Bear collection. And basically these are like little nodes that give you a little bit less honey, but they also cost a lot less honey. And you can see that they cost you 2 honey. And again, it's a randomizing chance. You can either mint a standing bear or a sitting bear. And the sitting bear is the most common. It's going to give you 0.008 honey per day, and the standing bear is going to give you 0.05 honey. They're also going to be doing an NFT lottery where you have the chance to win any of the NFTs that I've been talking about, and they haven't released any more information about that yet. When I was reading the white paper of Hive Investments, it was actually a joy to read. And I know that might sound really weird, but the reason that was is because when I was reading it, they're using language that everybody can understand. They're not bombarding us with all this technical analysis and all this sort of mumbo jumbo that only the devs really understand, or you have to spend 10 million hours researching to understand it yourself. It's written in very user-friendly language. And one of the things I also love about it as well is they are managing our expectations very well. The whole massive theme of the white paper is all about sustainability. It's all about how they're going to reach sustainability. And they're not giving us all these little crappy promises like you're going to get DeFi passive income for a lifetime and all this other stuff, which they can't promise, and nobody can promise that. So in terms of all that type of stuff, it was actually a really refreshing read. In addition to their low rewards, as part of their sustainability model, their treasury is also going to invest a whole crap ton of money, the vast majority of their money, in fact, in very low risk investments. And this is probably a really smart idea because it's going to guarantee income for a long time. Only a small amount of treasury money is going to go to high risk, high reward projects, including their incubator. And also, they do contribute to bees conservation off chain. As part of their sustainability, they have launched their own marketplace, which is Hexagon. And you can see here are all the bees, and they've also got another partner that's already come on, which is Dominium, which are NFTs backed by real world properties. And remember too that Hive has only been around a little while. So think about in a year's time how big this marketplace is going to be and all the sort of utility of the token which is going to be used, because you can see that the price of everything in terms of to buy and sell is all in honey. All the node projects basically recognize how important marketplaces are, which is why all the bigger node projects are doing their best to get their marketplaces up and running. Something which often gets overlooked when people are investing in project is what is the community like? Because if you don't realize this, basically projects live and die by the community. When the project is going through a tough time, if the community isn't backing it, then the community is just going to leave that project and that project is going to die. But if the project is doing what's right by the community, then the community is going to stay there. And an example here is the Hive Academy. And I actually really love this idea because I'm all about education with, crypto and DeFi and all that type of stuff. And what it is basically you can just enroll in all these courses for free and just learn all this stuff. So it's obvious their communication is good and their transparency is good. And also I believe they're trustworthy is up there as well. And these are some of the core pillars of when it comes to the union of transparency, of which Thor, Hive, and Power are members. Plus you do have the added thing of there is a standard that all these protocols have to reach to be accepted into the UOT, and people want to get into it. We know they're going to be doxxed, we know they're going to be KYC'd, we know they're going to be working really hard to make sure our money is safe and that, they're going to do what they say they're going to do, and the protocol is going to grow and the ecosystem is going to get better. And with regards to their transparency too, and the Hive Tank, which is another one of their more riskier investments, they've got a whole channel for it where basically they said, look, anybody from any project can come and sort of fill out all this stuff. And you've got all these people from all these different projects sort of saying, hey, yeah, we want to be a part of it and this is what we do. And basically they're sort of like, exposing themselves to the entire Hive community. And in order for them to be accepted into the Hive Tank, then they are going to have to pass all the checks and balances that the devs in Hive and the community want and expect from them. With regards to security, they have done a KYC with Assure DeFi. They've also done an audit with Certix, and they've also doxxed. The CEO and the COO have doxxed, and here is a picture of Josh and Jerry. There's also a multi-signature wallet, and the liquidity is locked away for 5 years. So obviously there are a lot of good things with Hive, but what about the bad things? Well, one of the ones I thought of was, it's great that you get an NFT and you can sell it. How long does it actually take to sell in the marketplace? Are you going to have to wait a month to get your money back? But honestly, with this project, compared to all the other node projects, I couldn't really find anything bad or anything glaringly obvious. They want people to stick around. They're doing a lot of things, and all this points to a project which wants longevity and it wants to keep going. Let's have a look at RiskFi score for Hive Investments, and you can see they are KYC'd and doxxed. They do have realistic rewards, loss of investments. They've got a marketplace. They've got a multi-sig, liquidity's locked for 5 years, and they are part of the union of transparency. Yes, they've got an audit. I like their Hive Academy, their education, and they're very active on all of their social media, and your investment isn't sunk. So all in all, Hive Investments gets a RiskFi score of 9. And on the RiskFi scale, you can see that is well in the green of a solid safe, and you need this in your bag. So my friends, what do you think about Hive? Have you minted an NFT? What do you think about all their Treasury and their education and the sort of work they're doing off-chain as well in regards to conservation. I'd really love to know what you think. Is there anything that I've missed? Please leave a comment, and until next time, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.